Right, you need hobbies that are going to help you to glow up, okay? Because working, eating, sleeping, and repeating is probably why you're so unfulfilled in life. When I don't have hobbies, I feel like my life is boring. So let's get into some hobbies that are going to help you glow the heck up. So the first one is dance classes, or any kind of classes where you're doing movement. So like belly dancing, you can do hip hop, ballet, R&B. Make sure you're recording yourself as you're doing these classes, because it's going to increase your confidence and you're just going to feel like an overall baddie. Like whenever I've recorded myself I'm not a dancer, right? But whenever I've recorded myself dancing and then I continue to master whatever dance I'm trying to do, I feel like a baddie. Like I feel like a baddie. And if I could do that as a hobby all the time, why not? If you don't want to go to an actual dance class, YouTube choreography, like girl, I don't want to hear that I don't have money excuse. Go onto your YouTube, yeah, and flip and type out choreography for Chris Brown, choreography for whatever your favorite song is, and girl, just learn the dance, record yourself and watch it back, and feel your confidence just go all the way up. Right, so the next one is knitting. Oh my gosh, knit yourself a whole new flipping wardrobe. If you ain't got money, make the clothes. I'm telling you from now. I always thought to myself knitting was like boring, but I've been seeing some girls doing their thing on social media, knitting these really nice cardigans, and it's like, we're in the season of knitwear, so why don't you just make yourself some? Like, again, YouTube can teach you how to knit. You can do some classes, whatever it is, knit yourself something. Final one is learning a language, but learn a language of a country that you're going to go to like next year, or if you're planning on going on some kind of holiday, learn the language now. I went Portugal this year, right? And best believe I didn't know any Portuguese. I felt so stupid. I said, why am I here? It was a great trip, right? But I said, why am I here? Because why you go to a country you don't know the language? Like, literally, if you want to level up your communication and your bilingual skills, get you some kind of app like Duolingo, do some classes. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about them bilingual babes. Like, they are given. Like, just being able to switch to any kind of language, yeah, you're given, sis. As I'm even telling you guys this now, I'm thinking what language I want to learn. And I think it might be Portuguese. Because I'm having another go to a country and I don't know the language shenanigans. Anyway, guys, do these, and remember, you don't always need money to do hobbies. Like, sometimes you just need to use initiative and, you know, learn these things at home. Maybe initially, like for the knitting one, you might need money, but in general, sis, you're good. Try out these hobbies, and if you want like an example of more hobbies that will help you to glow the heck up, comment for a part 2. Thank you.
Hello. So I don't know how long ago this was, but it was a while ago that I saw a TikTok and this woman was talking about women and dragging us for Phil and basically letting us know that we have such a hard time with our men and their hobbies because we don't have hobbies of our own. And women have the audacity to try to use everyday things like laundry, cooking, cleaning as a hobby. And it's like, be freaking for real. Sorry, I was out of breath because I had just ran down the stairs. But that essentially inspired me to create my own list of hobbies or like day-to-day things that I can do that are not cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry so that I can kind of like, you know, have a more fun day, I guess. So without further ado, first on my list is read my Bible. I don't know if that would be considered a hobby. I also don't want it to be a chore, though, so I would consider it a day-to-day activity. I used to read chapters at a time of my Bible daily, and I've fallen off. I read a verse a day now, so I would really just like to get back into reading chapters a day. The next one is job applications. Again, not really a hobby, but I've been inspired to just make sure that I'm avidly applying for jobs every day. Next would be business ventures. I have a lot of business ideas that I want to put into place, and I have motivation, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, So it's just me taking it day by day and getting things done little by little until I can start my business up. Next is reading, which I don't know what the heck happened. As kids, we used to read 30 minutes a day. We were literally required while we were in school to read 30 minutes a day. And I used to love reading growing up. I was a huge bookworm, and all of a sudden, out the door. So I really want to get back into reading at least 30 minutes a day. Next, watching a sermon. That kind of goes hand in hand with reading my Bible. I want to just make sure that I'm watching sermon series a little bit more often. Next is journaling. I used to do that, again, a lot growing up. Kind of fell off because privacy was invaded. So I'm an adult now. I think I can get away with it 100%. Sorry. Next is my Switch. I finally got one for Christmas this year, and it's one of the best things that could have happened, I'm not gonna lie, because now I understand why men are so heavy on their video games and why they forget the existence of their phone while on their video games, because I can literally play that Switch from morning till I fall asleep. Last two on my list because I'm running out of time, which is exercising and shows and movie binge watching and stuff like that, or just watching movies for leisure. Always a good idea, passes the time well, and exercising. Gotta stay fit, but also make it fun, so...
Hey y'all, another day in my life, let's go.
Today I'm on my country vibe, so we're going fishing, y'all. It's real, man.
Straight for the White Claw, yes ma'am. Then I started to set up. Y'all, I met this guy, he's so sweet. Shout out to Chris, because he baited my hook for me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just going with the vibes. So then after we got it set up, I just started practicing my reels, because I haven't fished in about a good year now. So just getting it together, and I was doing so bad. But anyways, I met another guy. I guess I just look very friendly. I don't know at this point. I was like, grab my phone. I got a big fish on the hook. And y'all, it was a stick. Embarrassing. I was like dead ass so excited. I can't. So then it was time for my lunch break. And I met someone else, y'all. And he helped me. He put some real bait on there. He was like, you're not going to catch no fish like that, honey. So he gave me some real bait. I sat out there and I'm a quitter. After a couple hours, I was like, girl, it's taking too long. So I left. Bye.
Day 2, I believe, of trying to infiltrate Hike Talk. When All Trails says a trail is hard, you better believe them, because this was only, I think, round trip 3 miles, but the elevation was like 1,300 feet, and I was feeling it. Also, this was my first solo hike I've done in a while. I did a lot of things wrong. For example, my phone died halfway through. So if you're hiking alone, please be safe and make sure you have means of communication in case something ever happens. Doesn't this angle kind of make it look like I'm walking like a dinosaur, like a little hikeosaurus or something? I don't know. My goal moving forward is to hike at least once a week and discover new trails and adventures. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely follow along. And here I am, almost at the top. I want to see more Black folk on trails this summer, because hiking is for everyone and nature's for everybody. And yeah, so day 2, follow along if you're interested. Bye.
Come with me to run 14 miles. That's right, guys, 14 miles. I have been fighting for my life in this training cycle. Anybody who is preparing for, whether it's the Berlin, that's in 2 weeks, I think, and New York City coming up, it's been a lot, and training has been a lot, which is why you haven't been seeing any content, because I've just been wanting to get up, get my training in, and go about my day. So today it poured really bad. I decided to go see my mom, which kind of helped out because I was able to be inside with her. And then I realized I ran out of Sour Patch Kids, so stopped and got some Sour Patch Kids, hit the road again. And then I realized I was missing some ingredients for dinner that I wanted to make tonight. Got my key ingredients, and I got a new hydration pack, y'all, and I bit the bullet and spent the money and got the hydration pack, and here we are, 14 miles. Let's just say dinner will not be happening tonight. I'm tired.
You know that dish that you love for your mom to make when you go home to visit her? Well, I grew up vegetarian, so mine is salads. My mom makes an awesome salad. She was like, sure, I'll make you one. I just got to grab some more kale. I thought we were going to Whole Foods. We pulled up to her garden.
So come with me as I visit the X-Cal Shooting, Sports, and Fitness. I'm here for my quarterly qualification for my gun, and this is the first time I visited this facility, and I thought it was really nice. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So I started off having to do a safety briefing before getting access to the range. Before I qualified, I walked around at a nice little cafeteria. So the first floor was filled with paraphernalia. You can also purchase weapons here if you're eligible to buy guns in Virginia. You can buy knives, safes, all types of guns they allow you to try out. I didn't try on any today, again, since I was just here to qualify. But this is a really nice place if you are looking to purchase guns. So while you wait, you can actually look and watch other people in their lanes. I ended up getting a private lane, so you could not watch me qualify. But I thought this was a pretty good feature that they offered. I love the no hands, hands-free doors that opened up. And this was pretty dope to walk in and just have downrange in me. I didn't see anyone else. I did not make any videos of me while I was shooting, but it was a great shooting game. I scored a 290, and that's 290 out of 300, which qualifies me as a sharpshooter. So try Jesus, don't try me. But anyway, so I went upstairs just to check out the rest of the facility. They have a gym that you can use. You have to keep your weapons locked up downstairs. Opened up the elevator to this amazing view. They also had a Founders Club, which I'll show towards the end of the video.
Alright, so as I walked up and checked out the rest of the gym, it looks like your typical gym at first, but some very, very nice equipment. Again, this is luxury of fitness, if you ask me. They had XMA here. They also had a spa over here, some group fitness, and as you walk towards the back were some other weight rooms that they offered were free weights. They also offered outdoor fitness, where you can go out kind of like a rooftop type of fitness, but some turf out there was pretty dope. And this room was amazing to me, really gave CrossFit vibes. HIIT workouts, which I'm really into. So I thought that was pretty dope. So as I walked back up, they had an amazing kids club. So the kids club also looked pretty elite too, and this is the Founders Club. This was it for me. You can get a good workout in, you can shoot on the range, you can eat outside, and a bar, like, where they do that at in a gym, to have a bar. So ultimately, X-Cal looks like a place where the other side lives. You got Bentleys in the parking lot, G-Wagons in the parking lot. So this facility overall is giving major luxury. If you're ever in Ashburn, Virginia, check them out.
Man, I fell for the black girl boredom. Now I'll put myself in school.
Besties, no. From this point forward, when we're bored, we're not going to go into more debt. We're going to take up a hobby, start a side business, find new interest or something, but we're not about to just keep racking up debt out of boredom. We're not going to do that.
People ask what my hobby is. I don't really know how to tell them that it's just like books. Not just reading books and like getting lost in them, but the smell of books and bookstores and the stories behind like the people who own them and just everything about books.
How to be more attractive in 2024 just by expanding your hobbies. There are 3 categories of high value hobbies that automatically make you more attractive because they, 1, either give you depth and make you more well-rounded, or 2, they connect your passion space and your purpose place, which is actually where your genius lies. And I'll give you some examples of what these are and how you can get started for free. Number 1, we have physical hobbies, which can also be social. This can be tennis, the gym, pickleball, joining a volleyball league, skiing, snowboarding, golf, and the like. Not only do these improve your health and physique, they're lifetime activities where you can be social and meet like-minded people. The best places to start for free or for cheap are ClassPass, group lessons, and from there you can invest as you go. Which brings us to number 2, which are mental hobbies, which can also be profitable. This can be learning how to code, learning a new language, listening to podcasts, reading, learning how to make a business, or studying for certification like the NASM, GRE, or GMAT. These can totally be for fun, but these are also skills that pay dividends and can help you level up professionally and financially. The best free resources for learning any of these are here, but let me know if you want a video focusing on these, as this is my favorite category. And finally, number 3 are the creative hobbies, which can also be nurturing. These can be adult art classes, pottery, taking a dance or ballet class, learning how to cook, play an instrument, or starting on YouTube and TikTok. I find that these are really good for sparking play back into your life as an adult. And again, if you want to tap into any of these for free, here's my list of where you can start at home for minimal cost. Let me know if any of these resonated or if you're going to check out any of the free resources. As always, I'm wishing you nothing but expansion this year, and hopefully that means expanding your hobbies at little to no cost.
On the bottom, Paige, you were good. I'm waiting for you to be great. And next, Kendall, you didn't stick out to me. Next is Brooke. Next, Nia, you're third on the pyramid. You were third overall high score. And Mackenzie, and on top of the pyramid, going 3 for 3, once again, is Maddie.
Can't get myself to watch TV. And it's honestly because every single time I go to watch TV, I literally think that I could be reading instead. And I know I can't be the only one who's like this, but I swear whenever I touch that remote, I think about the warmth on my body from the sun when I'm reading outside, or when I'm reading in a bookstore and I can smell the books around me and just like hear the joy in people's voices from picking up a new story. Like there's nothing more magical than reading, and there truly isn't any other hobby that can top it.
I saw a video by a creator who said Black women just don't have hobbies, and we gonna get some hobbies today. So these packets, they have instructions on the back that are tailored to your state, and for my state, May is the perfect time to start. So we're gonna get started. Now, I've never planted anything a day in my life, but I vividly remember my grandma having me pick carrots and greens from her garden. And wait, didn't Jody's mama have a garden too? So yeah, Black women been having a green thumb. I'm tapping into the traditions passed down from our ancestors and my grandmother, and it's time that we just reconnect with nature and grow our food on our own. I recently came back from Guatemala and the food was so fresh. My stomach has not been the same since. And that is also what is like prompting me to try something new. Big Pharma is killing us. The toxins, the pesticides in our food, it's crazy. Truthfully, I don't know what will come of this, but I believe in the power of growing. So join me on this journey to create something beautiful and cultivate a healthier lifestyle.
Are you always in the mood? I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. I am for real. Are you always in the mood? I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I ain't tryna tell you what to do, but everything's cool. Baby, I ain't playing by your rules. Never meant to make your direct in the mood. Are you always in the mood? Never meant to make your direct.
What's up, y'all? So I love this comment because I couldn't agree more. And I realized that, you know, it's been hard for me to really decide on a hobby because I haven't really known what I want to look into. So y'all, I want to come back with an actual list that I feel like I'm going to pursue very soon. So first off, I saw this creator on here talking about she was in adult gymnastics. Do you think I'm not about to look that up? Secondly, roller skating. That in itself is just going to make my inner child super happy. Then we have crocheting. My Nana used to crochet, and that's actually something that I'm interested in getting back into because I feel like it will help me express my creativity. Plus, you can like create these unique pieces that ain't nobody gonna have. Plus, if somebody asks you to monetize it, you just tell them no. Then there's pottery. We'll get there eventually once I get to a different city, but that's on my list. Podcasting, that's fun, right? And last but not least, just learning a new language. So those are the starting points that I'm going to take in the coming days. But right now for me, it's just finding a frequent routine when it comes to being out in nature, taking walks, and exercising. So I hope that helps. Dink.
I have to do something I don't want to do. Finally harvest my garden. And I'm not reluctant to harvest it because, you know, I'm afraid of how these are going to taste. I know they're going to taste great. But They're my babies. It looks so lush and green, and I grew them so that they could be lush and green so that I could eat them. And now I don't want to eat them because they're so lush and green. I mean, would you look at the size of this basil leaf? It would make delicious pesto. But it's also just so pretty. And I don't want to cut them. But I know that if I leave them any longer, I'll be doing them a disservice. So I'm gonna make my kale soup again with some actual kale from my actual garden here. I mean, these leaves are huge. So either way, it's time. Whoa. Oh, also.
Oh, we have a bowl now.
I literally thought this was what we
How did that happen?
I just went with the flow.
What?
What was the clay?
You said really went with the clay.
I'm in shock.
Me too.
How did you do that?
I don't know, I guess I'm a natural.
I guess.
I love that for
You
me.
skipped the whole process.
All right, I'm gonna go get another degree. Okay, if you like me and you barely graduated college and you hated school and you don't want to go back, just get you a hobby. I started a series called Hobbies Over Him. Every week I do a new hobby and record a video about it and give y'all a recap. We've done 6 or 7 hobbies together so far. Join the winning team. It's a movement. Hobbies Over Him.
Hey guys, join me for 10 days of 10 new hobbies. For today, I decided to go to Books A Million to try to get out of a reading slump. I like reading, and I wouldn't say it's a new hobby, but I definitely need to get back into it. So I found this book, and I immediately loved it, but that price tag was crazy, so I went to the library, and funny enough, I found it there. And so I looked around a little bit more for books that I wanted to take home with me. I ended up finding the self-help section, which I love, and finally I found 2 books that I really like.
Oh, really run things. You've never been to heaven, have you? Hope you find peace for yourself. New boyfriend ain't gonna fill the void.
People have been asking me how I learned Spanish and Italian, so I decided to write down my 7 steps to learning Romance languages. I would suggest first starting with Spanish and then moving on to Portuguese, Italian, French, and then Romanian. The reason for this is because of the language similarities that make it a lot easier to learn one of the languages once you've already learned one of the other ones. So Spanish and Portuguese are pretty close, so are Spanish and Italian. I went straight from Spanish to Italian. And while French and Spanish might not seem super similar at all, French is pretty similar to Italian, in my opinion. And now, I can read some French. Next, I suggest you learn the basics using your preferred site. Once you've got the basics down, it's time for immersion. Translate your phone, your apps, TV, movies into Spanish or whatever language you start with. It's helpful because you already know how to use these things, so you're going to start making connections between what some of the words are and what you're used to seeing. But also imagine having an issue with your phone, but it's all in Spanish. You just landed yourself in a pop quiz. Now, if you're able to, this is what I did. Take an extended stay in a country that speaks that language, and don't just hang out with expats. Live like a local. Go to the gym, the pharmacy, the grocery store. Live your life in that language, and you'll understand more and more as the time goes. Next, find a way to speak regularly with either a tutor or a friend, because in these beginning stages, if you don't use it, you lose it. Once you're comfortable, go to restaurants and places where the staff speaks the language and just conduct business in that language. Next, just start slipping the language into everyday life. I hope this was helpful.
Иногда мой парень симпатичный, он помогает мне с моей волосы.
С моими волосами.
С моей Спасибо большое.